Go ahead.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the last few hours. I think we're on like 20 of the 24-hour podcast of Indy Radio. I am Shannon Fergerson, one of the co-hosts of the Mars and Venus show and also singular host of A Set Apart Woman. And I got my boo. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the last few hours. I think
Hey.
How are you, Traci J?
I am tired, but I am here. I would not miss this for the world.
Listen, this is your second annual 24-hour podcast presentation.
Yes, it is.
Look, you were there last year much earlier on Sunday.
Yes.
Now you are here much later.
Yes.
On Sunday.
And I'm actually sharing this on my page, so that's why I am.
Yes, honey. Share your page. The Traci page.
Okay.
So we'll be doing a lot of talking in this hour. And you are free to join us for the second hour. It's going to be me and Audrey.
Okay.
So she said she was going to try to get on. Matter of fact, let me add her to the conversation before we start. So you said you wanted to talk about all things new in 2020. So tell me more about that.
All things new in 2020. My new motto for 2020 is, it was what it was, it is what it is, it's going to be what it's going to be. So I'm getting in the stream of the Holy Spirit so I can be in position to receive everything that God has promised me. I'm not worried about what was, what is to come. I'm going to be right where I'm supposed to be right now so I can get everything that God has for me. So
I mean, I don't like somebody preaching up in here. Don't she sound like she's about to take us to church, y'all?
Girl, it's been a week of prayer and fasting. Trust and believe. Okay, it's been a week of praying and fasting, and my family has been under major attack. Major attack. Yeah.
Look, the enemy is busy, but God is still on the throne.
Amen. Amen. My pastor said this morning, it won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect that concerning me. Sooner or later, it's going to turn in my favor. It's turning around for me. And that's what I'm walking in all day long.
I know that's right. Look, you better tell it to your nephew, Teddy, because he's about to be turned around in that kennel.
Leave my baby alone. Have you taken him out today? You've been on this 24-hour podcast. You've been neglecting him.
We went out. We were walking this morning. He went to use bathroom this afternoon. He know the drill. He better go sit down and hold on. He want to get in my bed. That's all. Because I'm doing way too much conversation. He knows podcasting. He gets to see people.
Don't be neglecting him,
honey. Listen, about to turn him into some egg foo young if he don't cut it out.
So Shannon, how are you, boo?
I'm tired. Look, apart from today, I mean, I'm good. I am ready for this year. I mean, it's, what are we, almost 20 days in. The month is halfway over.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things on the horizon. I got a test to study for, information to retain, a test to pass.
And you'll be here this week, right?
Yes. I plan to be there on Tuesday.
Okay.
This training is Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay. Good. I can't wait to see you.
So I can see my people. You gonna make me some you already know what I'm about to say.
Fried cauliflower?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I will make you some fried cauliflower. I sure will.
All right. So yeah, I had to get excited about that because I'm about to be on this water diet for like the next 4 months.
What you going on a water diet for?
Because my body is rejecting me.
Oh, okay. Whatever you
say.
Hi,
Rena. Rena said hi, Shannon. Hi, Rena.
Hi,
boo girl. Okay, so let's talk about all of the air and the dirt and the cheese and all that. Because we got to get back to a set apart woman in 2020, especially since my life is really about to change. I was just saying on another show in this 24-hour podcast, I think it was hour 3, I was like, I'm legitly about to go from 1 to 4, like a matter of a year.
So what does that mean?
Well, I'm one person,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm about to go from 1 person to 4 people.
Okay, so what does that mean? We don't know what that means when you say
I mean, my life is about to grow in leaps and bounds. I'm about to be somebody's wife.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted you to explain. Everybody don't know what you're talking about. Okay, everybody don't know, so we need to
Look, hold on,
get clarity.
Look, I'm about to be somebody's mama, and we ain't just talking about Teddy P.
Well, I'm excited for you, my friend. I am excited for you. I am I am standing right behind you. So I'm standing in line, and I'm waiting for my blessing to come. So for the right one to come.
I'm about to be grounded for 11 months. Can't go nowhere. Can't do nothing. Have my head in a book.
Yes.
In my computer. Doing papers, writing stuff, grading papers.
Gonna be in a whole new location, a whole new place.
Man, listen. We about to set that thing on fire. I'm not gonna announce all the details because, like I said, until I make some moves here locally and announce things locally, I can't.
Right.
I can't launch them nationally, but yeah, it's supposed to go down. 6 months from now, my life is gonna look totally different.
My life is gonna look totally different too, but it's gonna keep elevating. Because 2019 was really good to me. I have to admit, it was really good to me, and I accomplished a lot of things that I needed to get done. And I don't have a New Year's resolution, like I said. I'm just going to continue on the path of going higher and continuing to do what God has for me to do. I have a lot of things coming up in the future, in the near future here, that I'm excited about. And January is a hump, but we're going to get over it.
Man, I said 2019 broke me down.
Well,
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over too, because I'm excited for 2020. Because 2019 was good, and 2020 is only gonna get better. You know,
I mean, 2019 was, and I'm glad that 2020 is definitely better.
So what made your 2019 so bad?
I wouldn't necessarily say.
Kinte, I met you.
Kinte. Yeah, Kinte Hush. I wouldn't say bad. It was just rough. I had shortage at work. I was always at work. I mean, I'm still always at work. It just seems like it has taken an entire year to get to this point now. Like we were going over the schedule for the next month, and my staff supervisor, the person I supervise, she was like, "You're off the schedule." I said, "It's about doggone time."
Good.
I was like, don't put me on the schedule no more. Like, don't ask me to work another shift no more.
Right.
Like, I want to be off the schedule. That's why I'm hiring people and training them. I got my recertification for training, so I'll continue to train all the new hires. I'm just ready to be done being everything. Like,
good.
I just want to do my own job. That's it.
Good.
So, yeah, I love you too, Madeline. So, I mean, but apart from that, I mean, and I made some decisions. I went back to some things that I never said. Well, not that I never said. I just said I was like, I'm not going to do that. And I don't think I can do that for the rest of my life. But it's funny how you say you're not going to do something and you find your way right back to it.
Never say never.
Oh yeah. To look, you want to see God's humor for your life? Tell him what you ain't gonna do.
Yep. Never say never.
I'm gonna show you. And that's been quite a journey and an experience. Watching God show himself in that whole situation it'll be interesting to give all of the accounts of that whole thing when I'm ready to make that thing public.
Right. And won't he show himself?
He will.
he will not only show himself, he will show you yourself.
I know.
And sometimes that is harder to see than other things.
Yeah.
Is to see yourself. Hi, Lydia. I saw you comment on my watch party, but I can't see. I guess I could pull it up. But that's one of the things I was thinking about today. Hi, Lydia. I see you. Thinking about today is how God can, a lot of people, we want God to bless us and we want God to do so much for us, but we don't want God to tell us what we need to do to get there, And when he does tell us what we need to do to get there, then we act like he ain't talking to us. Like, that's not me. I don't do that. I'm not that person. That's one of the things God has a way of showing you a reflection of yourself. That if you really, really want to be what God wants you to be, if you really, really want to go somewhere, if you want to be somebody, if you want to do something, and you really, really want God to move in your life, he's going to show you yourself in a way that's not pretty. It's not going to be all dressed up. He's going to show you who you really are, because we don't fix what we don't face. Yeah. So he's going to make you face the reality of who you are. And that's a lot of what 2019 was for me. And like I said, it was a good year because it made me have to take a self-check. It made me have to make some drastic, and when I say drastic, I mean drastic changes in my life. And it was an ongoing process of what God has been doing in my life over the past 7 years. So now that 2020 is here, I am at a point to where God is saying, okay, now I can use you.
Oh, absolutely.
Now you processed, and you know that it's not about you, and you know that you are nothing but a grain of dust, of dirt, and you know that everything that you have, I gave it to you, and you know that you live in me, that you live and move and have your being. Now I can use you, Tracy. And so and that's why I'm so excited for 2020, because God is just gonna do some things, and even in my family, just my interaction with my family, and just God showing me that, it's you. It's not everybody else. It's you. And you have to take accountability for your actions. And no matter what anybody else does, Tracy, you are accountable for you. And when I sit you down at the pearly gates and rewrite your story, it's going to be me and you. And you can't blame nobody else. You can't say, well, they made me do this. They did this to me. They acted this way. He's going to say, no. But what did I tell you?
That part.
I gave you specific instructions on how to respond. I gave you specific instructions on what to do. I gave you specific instructions on who to let go, who to hold on, who to reposition, who to fire, who to, demote. I gave you specific instructions. So once we realize that we are held accountable for ourselves, then we'll stop the excuses.
That part. And, it was so dope because Dr. Vibe said it. We were talking about the one word that we were using this year.
2020. I saw that.
And I really wanted his word, but I got my own because I was like, man, he's speaking all over my life. Because procrastination is like my middle name, my last name, my married name, and everybody else's name that I add to everything else that I do in my life. If I can put it off to the very last minute, I'm going to put it off. And I was like, you need to stop doing that. And then he was like, get you some accountability partners. And I was like, yeah, shout outs to Audrey and Tracy, because I got me too. So shout outs to you, Tracy.
Shout outs to you and Audrey, because of the simple fact that y'all keep me accountable. Y'all really, really do. And we keep each other accountable. And it's great, because I always talk about your circle, and I used to be in a circle of people who I did not really trust. Because if you're in a circle of people and they're your friends and you feel like you can't tell them everything, then that's not your circle. That's your association. That's not your circle. And so I'm glad that I have people in my life now who I can be transparent and ugly, and who going to say, girl, like Kathy, I had to call Kathy. And I said, look, I need counseling. And she was like, well, I'm going to be honest with you. You need to leave that alone. You need to leave that alone. You need to step yourself back, sit yourself down, take a seat somewhere, take a breather. So I love having people around me, which is only probably about 5, that I can really just, even you, I love having people around me that celebrate me, not tolerate me, that push me forward and not try to hold me back, that I can be open and honest with and lay on the floor and just cry and y'all gonna say, okay, when you finish crying, get up. Then we gonna move on from here. You ain't staying in this place, And so I love that God has opened my eyes to see the realness in the people around me, because I lived that facade for so long where I felt like I had to be with everybody, had to be my friend. You have to be politically correct in the position I was in. And I'm so glad I don't have to live that life anymore. If I don't want to be bothered with you, I ain't got to be bothered with you.
But see, that's the beauty of being authentic and being transparent. You don't have to pretend with nobody.
Absolutely.
You are free to be yourself. And I was just writing this on one of my Facebook posts. Safe places and safe spaces. That's what we find in each other. Like, that's what you want. You want somebody, or you want people in your circle whom you can be yourself around. And you don't have to be pretentious. You don't have to put on airs. You don't have to act like everything is okay. It's okay for things not to be okay. Mm-hmm. Like, how long has Shannon been cleaning her room? Since 1902?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we all been through something. We all have been through something. We all have residue. We all have baggage. And once we understand that, I can't dog you. I can't talk down. I can't, spit on your name, because I done did some things in my days. Like I told you, God pulled the covers off of me and showed me before he could let me deal with anybody else or see anybody else. He at first had to show me, because we're good at pointing the finger. We're good at making everybody else the excuse. So God had to show me, wait a minute, let me show you first. Then you can better deal with other people, because then you realize that, you human, you put on your pants just like everybody else. You get up, you have to brush your teeth just like everybody else. You are no better than anybody else. And so we have to get to the point where we understand everybody is going through something.
No.
And so you have to walk circumspectively so that you'll understand that you may be the only smile that person sees that day. And if you got Christ living in you, then sometimes you got to push your stuff aside for the sake of your brother. You've got to give up the right for the wrong sometimes, and just let people have it, because they don't have what you have.
Yeah.
You have the ability to bounce back, because there's something within you that's going to say, girl, get back, or God's going to send somebody to minister to you. But in order for God to pour into you, you got to pour out. We want to be, God made us conduits so that we can pass it on. He didn't make us containers so we can hold it. We want to hold on to everything we got. God made us conduits. In order to receive, you got to give that stuff out. And sometimes that's just a smile. That's just a hug. That's just a hello. Even when they don't speak to you, that's just, showing kindness to somebody. And that's why I post every day. And I live by that. I just, because I want somebody to do that to me. When I'm having a moment, I want somebody to stop and say, good morning. And I can just say, wow, it is a good morning. In spite of how I feel, it's a good morning. You might change somebody's life, but we got to understand that everybody's going through something. You ain't the only one going through.
That part. And not only, you're not the only one, but somebody's always got it worse than you.
Absolutely.
Like, that woe is me, hang it up, put it out to dry, let it rest, set it on fire if you need to.
Mm-hmm. And let it go.
It could be worse.
And it's really a sad person that seeks empathy and sympathy by creating a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who create scenarios so that they can receive empathy and sympathy. I don't want to be in that state of mind. I don't want to be in a place to where I need somebody else to encourage me, or somebody else to make me happy, or somebody else to make me smile. I want to be able to look in the mirror and say, girl, you gonna be all right. I want to be able to pass the mirror and look back and smile at myself. I want to have something within that when I get happy, I can be happy all by myself in my house, and just praise God for myself. I don't want to live that type of life anymore. I've been there, done that. Like when you say authentic to me, that is the core. That is the core of who I am trying to be. Am I there yet? No, I got a whole bunch of work to do. But that is the core of who I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be authentically me.
Yes, ma'am. So let's get to this dating part.
Just water. I wish it was liquor.
Man, well, I mean, I got some kombucha. It's kind of similar.
No, it's okay. No, I'm on meds. I had knee surgery. I'm on meds. I can't have nothing.
Girl, ain't nothing in here alcoholic. It's fermented though. It's
fermented. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get to this dating thing. Lord
So
have
let's
mercy.
get to this dating thing. Being single, and I'm not gonna say after 50 because you're not. I mean, at least I'm not older than 50. I'm not gonna tell nobody how old I am, but we're gonna talk about being single and mature and trying to date and mate for life because we are believers of mating for life and
Absolutely.
the season that we're in, regardless of what our past seasons look like. Um, and so, yeah, tell me how is that going for you, Traci J?
I'm on the shelf right now.
Ooh,
And
what shelf level are you?
I'm transparent. I have dated two people since my divorce.
Okay.
And one it was long distance and we off and on. And I just finally got to the point where I said, look, if this is gonna be what it's gonna be, or it's not, it's done. And so I ended that. And then I dated locally, off and on for about 3 years. We dated locally. And then I just got to the point to where I was like, look, I'm not no forever girlfriend. I'm not no forever fiance. I'm not gonna be a wife without a ring and without the commitment. I'm not gonna do that. So right now I'm on the shelf. Right now I am focusing on what God has instructed me to do and letting God handle that. I have not been on a date probably in about a year. I haven't been on a date, but I don't go nowhere. I work from home. I be with my family, and I figure if when the right one comes along, he's going to come along. But when the right one does come along, the one thing he is going to have to do is he is going to have to know Jesus Christ. He's going to have a relationship with him because in order to get to me, he's going to have to go through him because my wall is pretty thick right now. My wall is pretty thick right now. It's no nonsense with me. I'm not going to go through these motions and jump through hoops. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm not. And I'm not going to expect anybody else to do all of that. So I don't want nobody to help me do all of that. But it's hard dating in this day and age because I find that people are so quick to want a commitment and not really know what commitment is.
Well,
people want you to commit. They love you and but do you really know what commitment is? Commitment is just not saying I'm with this person. Commitment is being able to be with this person when this person is not the person you want them to be.
Well,
commitment, the marriage license says for better or worse. We don't want to go through the worst. We want to go through the rich. We'll even go through the poor, but we'll go through health and sometimes through sickness. We love the better, but we don't want to go through the worst. As soon as it gets worse, divorce is an option for us. And I can't do another divorce. So if I have to go through that, then I don't want to do that. But really, we need to examine what commitment really. What does this mean? What does commitment mean to you? Because it means something different to everybody else. To me, commitment means that we're gonna stick this thing out no matter what.
That's absolutely
no
true.
matter what. If I'm when I'm 10, you gonna be the 90. When you 10, I'm gonna be the 90. When I'm up, you gonna be down. When you down, I'm gonna lift you up. We gonna stick this thing out, and we gonna make a commitment that we gonna make this work. Because with Christ, we can do anything but fail, and we can do what we choose to do. And that's one thing we always talk about. Love and relationship is a choice. You have to choose to be in the relationship. You have to choose to stay in the relationship because you can't keep nobody that's not choosing to stay.
Yeah.
So you have to be committed and wanting to stay in the relationship no matter what. And so you don't find that nowadays. You really don't find that nowadays. So that's where I'm at with mine. So if I remain single, I remain single. It is what it is. But God knows my heart. He already promised me. God already promised me that everything that I lost would be restored, and I lost a husband. So he's going to restore it. I just got to be patient and wait for him and not kiss all the frogs that come along waiting for the prince.
Listen.
So.
Okay, so I haven't kissed anyone since, well, I hadn't. Let me rephrase that. I hadn't kissed anyone.
But you're in a relationship now, so you can kiss.
I hadn't kissed anyone since 2016. So I do understand exactly what you mean by that. And I probably have had some kisser's remorse.
Yes, I've had some kisser's remorse too.
Because I'm like, so we probably shouldn't do any more kissing. Kissing to me is a gateway drug. And I'm just pump your brakes. Moving forward. Because like I said, life is about to change for me. And I'm needed to change in a way I needed to change, but not in that way.
So. But even a kiss, people don't realize the intimacy of a kiss. You know, in the Bible, they greeted each other with a holy kiss. That was a seal that you are my brother and I'm welcoming you to my life. So when you kissing on people, that you welcoming them to your life, you know. So you girl, you got to be careful. I watched Fall from Grace last night. Me and my mom.
Everybody was watching a Fall from Grace. Everybody
was like, girl, I was like, oh, and it happens. I'm telling you, it happens. It happens. It happens. And you got to be so careful nowadays. You have got to have a spiritual discernment about yourself, especially when you are a woman that is about something. You know, they can find junkheads anyway. They can find thoughts anywhere. They can find them anywhere. If you are a woman that's about something, that has some substance to yourself, and that's monetary finances, as well as, you know, you have a mentality about yourself, you carry yourself a certain way, you are targeted to be scammed. There are certain men that target that type of woman to wear you down. So you can't wear your feelings on your sleeve. You know, you gotta have some, and she did. She was really just tricked, you know. But there was the other accomplice on the side with her with that too. But it was deep. It was really deep. And my mom was like, you know, I'm glad you're watching this. And I said, Mom, you know, I'm hard as nails. You know, they holler at me in the store, and I'm looking at them like, first of all, my name ain't Red. I ain't your ma, and you don't holler at me from across the store. If you can't walk up and speak to me, what I look like, man, I'm 55 years old. Okay, I may not look like it, but I'm 55 years old. I'm not no kid, and I ain't thirsty.
Did y'all hear her?
I drink plenty of water.
Okay? Look, she ain't no kid. She got kids.
Kinte.
Look, and yes, Kinte, she was talking about you. You better stop talking to my honey. That's a whole mouthful. Yeah. I can't even say I can relate, because don't nobody holler at me.
Well, here in Florida, you know, they first of all, they like red girls, and then second of all, I was told that they like biscuits, not pancakes. So they like thick girls down here. It's down south. No, it's down south.
Pancake? Because I already know I ain't no red girl.
So, no, you a biscuit. I'm talking.
I was just about to say, I was like, so you calling me a pancake?
No, you a biscuit. I said that's what they like down here, and so you get a lot. I get a lot of attention. I'm not saying I'm cute or nothing like that, which I am cute. I'm cute. I am attractive, but I'm just saying I get a lot of attention, you know. But at the same time, I have to be leery because I was married for so long. So, and this is the honest to God truth. My children are my coaches. They're the ones that talk to me about dating, or me and Mariah out and about. And she like, Ma, don't talk to him. If he come over here, don't you talk to him. You know, so they're kind of my radar, because I was married 31 years. I don't have a radar. You know, I don't have a radar. And so I have a discerning spirit, though. I do. But I kind of bounce things off of them, and I ask them quite a bit of questions about dating and things like that. And AJ's very overprotective, and so like I used to do them when they used to go out. I used to get information, like Mariah. I used to they'd have to show me their driver's license. I take a picture of their tag, their car. Now they do me the same way. If you going on a date, you need to text us his tag. You need to text us where you going. You need to put the location, share your location with us so we can keep up with you. So I ain't been on no date yet, so I ain't had to do that. But it's fun talking to them about it.
I guess I need to start sending y'all some information then, huh?
Well, you know, we got you. Me and Audrey got you. So
look, y'all gonna show up in the city and act
don't think we won't. Don't think we won't. We will fight a brick wall
Jesus,
over you.
yes. Lord have mercy.
We will fight a brick wall over you.
Lord
So,
have mercy.
so
All right, so
it's all good.
let's talk about blended families because I'm about to be blended families.
AJ's in a blended family, and it was a challenge, but it's worked out very well for him. AJ has a stepson. We don't say step, but I'm step for these purposes. But my grandson KJ. In the beginning, it was a little rough,
yeah.
but now they're great with one another. Now AJ and the blended family actually kind of keep the peace between the mother and the father.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yeah, so it works really really good. It's working out really really good for them, and I don't want nobody with children. I have to say that because mine are grown, and I want to be able to get up and go.
Interjection, because I've been your friend my whole life. I ain't want nobody with kids either. God said, "Let me show you something." Like I ain't want no kids, and I made sure I didn't have none. Why? Because I had to to me.
The thing is, I'm not dating under 50. So if you 50 years old and you got a 2-year-old, we ain't dating. First of all, your relationship is too new.
Ma'am.
I'm just saying what I'm saying, okay?
Don't start.
I'm just saying what I'm saying. Yes, Kinte, I would take a copy of their driver's license.
Look, yes, Kinte. Look, don't start. Because he got one more year and he'll be 50. Don't start. I'm not playing with you.
I'm so serious. I really don't think I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about little kids. I don't want to be stepmom to little kids. I raised my kids. I got 5 grandkids. That's one thing. That and smoking, because I gotta be transparent. I started smoking cigars for a minute there. And so, and I might have another one, down the line or whatever, but I don't do cigarette smoke. I don't. And so if I smell cigarette smoke on you, that's a deal breaker for me. And children, little children, that's a deal breaker for me because I don't want to have to adjust my plans because you got to babysit, and I don't want to be a babysitter. So and that's just me. That's just me. You chose to go that route. That's you. But
I ain't worried because I'm telling you right now, that little baby, that little ham hock.
And see, you love him already, so therefore, you already got that.
I got bamboozled.
I don't think I could do that. I really don't. I like to go too much. I like to be free. Like now, if I want to get up and jet to Miami, I want to be able to get up and go. If I want to go to run my mama's house, I want to get up and go. If I want to jump on a plane, go see my nephew, I want to be able to go.
And guess what? I'm gonna do all of that. You remember who my child is, and you see what I do.
Well, see, your baby can fly. See, when my last baby passed, when my biscuit passed, I was like, okay, I don't want no more. Because even Teddy, that's a responsibility.
I'm dropping him at your house. For the next year. Don't play.
Oh, no, you not. Because you know how I am. Like my sisters and them was laughing at me when we were up at the hospital with Mariah. My sisters and them were laughing at me because they was like, they would leave their dogs in the back room with a thing full of water and some dog food. I take my dogs to the pet hotel. And I said, absolutely right. And they had their own room. They got ice cream treats. That's how I do. So I can't afford no more dogs because I want to do too much with my money.
I'm going to leave you with his emotional support paperwork.
No.
You need to get on the plane. He can get on the plane with you.
No. No. Don't bring me Teddy. Teddy can't come without his mama.
Look.
Girl, my grandkids have an arrival time and a departure time. They don't come and stay.
He don't make noise. Your grandkids make noise. Cut it out.
He's still a responsibility.
Man,
he is still a responsibility. I don't want no responsibility.
January 18th of 2020.
I don't want no responsibility. Now, when he come down here, he'll be with you, and that's fine. I don't want no responsibility. I don't.
You gonna have him 2 days while I'm in training?
No, he'll be fine. He'll be in his kennel. He just can't bark. He just can't bark because I can't have background noise while I'm working.
No, he'll be fine. He
So if
will.
not, I'll put him outside on the patio. I'll put him on the patio.
I was like, he will be fine in his bag. Remember, he go to church every Sunday.
Oh, okay. He'll be fine in his bag.
Look, do you hear him right now? He will be fine. He'll be all right.
Yeah, Teddy's good. Teddy's a good guy.
He is sweet as pie.
He's a good guy.
So, what's going on with speaking engagements in 2020?
Oh, right now I'll be in San Antonio in February. February the 29th, I will be at in San Antonio at, let me pull up his Divas.
Girl, get your friend. Kinte talk about, does Teddy ever catch the Holy Ghost in church? Boy, if you don't hush your mouth. No, Teddy
Shut up, Kinte.
The Holy Ghost. Teddy be sleeping. Okay.
I will be in the company of Sisters Let's Talk series, which is in San Antonio. You can go on my page, you'll find that. I'm in the process of setting up a speaking engagement actually in Memphis in August. I got a call about someone inquiring about that. I'm still doing my
let me find out you're gonna be in Memphis 10.
Yep. So that they're looking at August. They're looking at
I'll
August.
be there. You say less. I'll be there.
Yep, but I will keep you posted. I kind of took last year off because as you know, my older sister was diagnosed with breast cancer January 7th of last year. And I took last year off, and she is really having a rough time right now. And so please pray for my family, all of us. We got a lot of things going on right now. My sister, my baby sister is dealing with the same issue now. And so I took last year off and kind of just stayed close to home and prayed. And, you know, it's been a financial struggle for my family as well. So we've been kind of pooling together. So this year I'm going to branch out a little bit. I'm taking these 2 speaking engagements, and then I'll be on the road with the radio station for 3 trips only. And then I'll be home because I moved back to Brandon. I moved 4 miles from my mom and my sister. So I was over there when I had my knee surgery. I spent the whole week over there. And so I'm kind of just weaning my way back in to getting back into speaking and doing things like that. But you know what I'm really going to do? I'm going to start at home. Right now, I am the church announcer for my church. So I'm going to start doing more in my own church.
Absolutely.
Before I start branching out and doing more outside. But my passion is women. My passion is the hearts of women, because I know what it's like to feel like you don't have anybody. I know what it's like to be broken and to not know that God can bring you through, and I know He can. I know He can. I know He can, and my life is an example of that. And so I'm gonna get out there and tell more. You know, I'm not gonna talk about my book. I am working on it, but I'm not gonna talk about it. Y'all just gonna see my post when I say get it. And so I'm gonna. God says stop talking about it, be about it. So I'm gonna be about it, and I'm gonna that's gonna come to fruition. So
that part.
That's where I am right now, Miss Shannon. And I'm doing my Friday Chronicles, of course, which is going to transition now more to a more it's transitioning more to a more instructional, biblically based. You know, it's going back to that, which is where it started. So I'm going back to that. And then the radio station, of course, is a inspirational. It's a music, gospel music, but it's inspirational as well. So if you get an opportunity to listen to that, you'll hear that as well. And my blog, Living Beneath the Shadow, my blog. So
absolutely,
I got a lot to keep me busy. You know, I got a lot to keep me busy.
Oh, man.
So yeah,
I need to be like you when I grow
up. Oh no, you got it, Shannon. You got what, 5, 6 books out now, and the one you get ready to come out with is Hi Tiffany, and the one you get ready to come out with is woo. It is going to be a doozy. So I'm looking forward to that one that you have coming out. I'll let you talk about that.
Potatoes, that's for sure.
Yeah, like, it's going to help a lot of people.
That's like what I want a book tour for. Like,
So
it'll be nice to have a conversation.
Hi, Teddy. There's my nephew.
Like,
hi, Teddy. Hello. What's wrong with his face? Shannon, brush his hair. You got him all on the camera looking crazy.
Well, he been sitting here rubbing in my boob. Like, trying to...
At least somebody rubbing in your boob.
No, because he's trying to get on my blanket, and I'm like, nah, can't do no dog hair, homeboy. Not while I'm asleep.
So, Shannon, how we doing on our budget, boo?
Let's just say...
Let's talk about finances.
Let's just say we had a conversation. You know who we are. Because I had a Groupon for Franklin, Tennessee. And I was like, did you and your cousin go to this massage? They was like, no, we didn't make it there. I said, yo, no wasting money in 2020.
Absolutely.
I'm going to need you to apply that $70 to my winter coat.
Wow. Now, does that person normally get massages? Is this new to that person?
It's new to that person.
Okay.
But beside the point, you knew that Groupon was expiring on January 15th.
But some people are intimidated to go by themselves for the first time.
It was a 2-person massage. You could
maybe that person wanted to go with you.
Apply that $70.
Let it go. Let it go. Let that go. Let that go.
Look, that's what I said. The end. We don't even have to talk about it no more. No more waiting in 2020. And he was
like, let that go. Let that go.
Let that go. Because I'm not buying another Groupon that ain't getting used.
No, we're not buying any Groupons. We're
not buying
on our budget.
Yeah, I'm sad. Look, but don't get me wrong. I have already bought everything. That is the problem.
I know. That's why I'm telling you.
I'm not buying another thing. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Now the big harder part comes in the downsizing. I think the budget will be easier.
Okay.
It's the downsizing that I'm struggling with.
Yeah, because we want to be complete. We want to be whole. We want to be whole spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially.
I just need it all to fit in my apartment. So I need to get some compartment spaces to put in my closet.
Okay, well, sell some of the stuff you have and buy your compartment spaces.
Well, I can't buy them till I go to IKEA.
Okay, that's fine. But you can sell what you got now.
What, my compartment?
Because you're not going to take it with you.
You talk about my compartment spaces that I have here?
Yes. Are you taking those with you?
Ideally, I probably should not try to stick them in my car.
Okay, well then sell those.
When you but I can't sell them until like what, May?
Then sell them in May. I'm just saying, you can recoup back what you're going to spend when you get there before you leave.
I need you to bring your car, bring your friends, bring your kids. I need everybody to come on board and get some of this stuff out my house.
You can bring me some stuff down when you come. I need some t-shirts. I need some sweats because once this knee get well, I'm gonna be hitting the gym like it's my man.
You need some t-shirts.
Yeah, I like to put on big t-shirts. I like t-shirts.
I could give you some t-shirts. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I like t-shirts.
I gotta go.
We wear t-shirts to church, so I'm excited. I love t-shirts.
You mean I gotta start looking like tomorrow?
Yes.
I'm not off tomorrow. I have to work.
Kinte want to know how many bedrooms you gonna have.
I'm gonna need you to mind your business. Do you mean is it gonna be a room for you to come visit? The answer is no.
Absolutely not.
Because I'm gonna have a roommate, so no rooms for anyone to sleep in. Even though I'm not being mean either. This housing is not something I could just be like, yeah, so and so come stay over at my house.
So Shannon, question for you. Being in your spiritual walk, as you have walked this spiritual journey, as you have been my mentor and my confidant and my boo, what would be if you could sum me up from transition wise, what would you say about me?
Sum you up from transition wise? You mean from 2013, 12?
Just how you've known me. And I'm asking this question for a specific reason. I'm asking a few people this question, but I figure since we're on here, hey, I'm transparent.
I feel like you're gonna be putting this in a speak presentation, and you need the right words because you be taking my words.
I do be taking your words because your words are great. But you know, after you say it on here, I'm gonna call you back and have you record it. So, oh man, you know that's what I do to you. I steal your words. I do.
Y'all heard it live, and
I plagiarize. I do. Okay, I'm gonna give you credit.
So when Traci J blow up, Shannon's gonna blow up. Okay,
absolutely. You're gonna be my writer. So yes.
Okay, I just need everybody to know.
Yes, you are.
Free services do I do? If anybody needs any services through me, I will do them, but they do come with a price.
Yes.
No free services into it.
They don't know I don't pay you. You just told them.
No. I'm just saying no, because people go still ask. Can I get that on a discount? Can I get that on a low?
Yeah, no, we don't do that. We pay our friends full price.
On a discount and a low from Walmart, get it from me.
And we'll put a pause right there. That's something that irks me about us. We always want our friends to succeed, but we don't want to help them do that. We always want the discount. So if you need it, did you just want to add Audrey to this chat that we keep training?
Look, I'm just shaking my head. Of course, read it out loud.
But because it's coming across the screen. But
thank you.
But we need to learn how to invest. We need to learn how to fully invest and segue. Coco Hartnett is the young lady that I'm going to San Antonio for. I'm going to speak for her, and she is one of those people who believes in that. She believes in supporting. She believes in pushing. She believes in if you're going to do it, then do it for a person. Don't try to discount your way in. If that's your girl, then you should be the first one to not only pay your way, but sponsor somebody else. That's your girl. You want to see her succeed. And that's how Coco is. Coco is the type of a person that always wants to put somebody else in the forefront. She's always pushing people. And that's something I just love about her. She has a chocolate bar, which goes on in San Antonio as well in July. But I'll be going to speak for her sister chat in the end of February.
I'm so proud of you. Okay, so back to your question.
Back to my question.
Same for me. Ew. So if I had to describe you or sum you up based on your transition, why you gotta get all deceived? Get all deep tonight? So if I had to describe Traci J and her transition these 8 years, how would I sum her up? I don't think I would sum you up. I think I would say that you have become an evolution of yourself. You have been birthed through fire, been pressed out of a pressing situation, have traded in your ashes for a crown, cried, fought, been upset, been depressed. And these were all the things that you were. But what you've become is resilient and confident and multifaceted and more than just somebody's mama and more than just the first lady. You are bigger than, PA's ex-wife. You are, like I tell people all the time, you are not the sum total of what has happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
You are exponentially greater than that. Our evolution dictates it. It requires it of us. You have been obedient and steadfast. You have been both forgiven and forgiving. You have found out, I think, the true definition of love in a facet that's unconditional, in a facet that's unwavering, and in a facet that's uncompromising. So it has been easy for you to walk away from things that mean you no earthly good, because you now know what is supposed to be good in your life. And that's people, places, and things. You have taken on more roles because you have seen the true value and worth in yourself, that didn't come from the hats that you wore. So, I mean, I could go on and on. I'm telling you, encouragement is something that Shannon does well. So if y'all need to be encouraged, you're going to line up at the corner store. It will cost you. Those are free words for her.
Thank you, Kinte.
But y'all come on down to Shannon's Encouragement Corner store. I got you. You want me to keep going? Do you need
No.
Girl, okay.
You did, and you are an encourager, and your words, you have a vocabulary and a way of putting it together. That's why I wanted you to say it to me, so I can hear it, so I can feel it, and I wanted you to say it on here so that others can know you and the eloquence that you have and how you speak, and to say that you have been a foundation in my life. She is a wordsmith, Kinte. You have been a foundation in my life from day one that I never, ever thought. I never thought, when I first saw you, I fell in love with you. When you were speaking, you were at Mount Nebo, you were doing a poem. Aww. And I fell in love with you. And it was just something, and I have that kismet with certain people. There are certain people I meet and I just immediately fall in love with them. You know, and
I immediately, so long ago, because your babies was babies.
Yes, it was so long ago. And then I invited you to come to Morning Star to speak during the anniversary. Mm-hmm. And I have always had that love for you, but I never knew what God was going to do with that, because the people that God bring into my life, it always evolves. When I have that kismet, it always evolves into something else. So yeah. I never would have thought that we would have evolved into the sistership, the friendship that we have, because when I could not stand, you were standing for me. Aww. When I could not speak life to myself, you spoke life to me. When I was perceiving things in the wrong way or in a misinterpreted way, you brought that clearness to me. And so you have been, like I said, the foundation that I've stood on for a long time, because I could not see God. I could not see him, even though I knew him. I knew he was around. He had to put someone in front of me that I could see until I could connect directly to him and see him. Now I've connected to him. Your role has shifted to my sister, my friend, but you were a foundation for me. And I love that, what we have. And it is going to be a lifelong relationship. Right. There are very, very few women that I have had that with, and you are one of them. And so I publicly acknowledge you. I publicly thank you. I praise God for bringing you into my life, because you were an instrument that he used to bridge me from there to here. And so I am here because you were a part of my life at that time. And so I thank you, and I love you, and I support you. And you know, I will fight a brick wall for you, and I'm going to do better on my side of it as well. So,
you will do better with what? Hold on, wait.
I'm gonna have to come visit. I'm gonna have to come visit.
Man, listen, the Saints, I appreciate you, Traci J. You just gonna make You done made my night. Listen, Saint, let me just tell y'all, I've been living in Key West for 2.5 years. Wait a minute. Been living in South Florida for almost 7. My friends.
I have been there 3 times.
I'm just going to say my friend. Wait, don't do me like that, Traci J.
Me and Rena came.
What y'all come for?
What was there? We came for adult stepper spring.
That is why
but we did take our time from stepping to come see you. I agree. We gonna fight her. She don't take him to a groomer. But we did come see you.
No, let me tell y'all. I took him to a groomer, and I stopped taking him to that groomer because he cut his hair too short.
Oh.
And now I'm not going to nobody in Key West, so I may have to find a groomer this weekend when I'm in Tampa because he will look like a homeless child until I find a groomer outside.
It took me a while to find one that I liked, even a vet that I liked for Muffin and Biscuit. It took me a while. But once I found, but you know me, Aries, we're creatures of habit. We're loyalists. So,
I mean, I might have to just go back to Miami where I used to take Smarties because I'm not going to anybody in the Keys. So y'all could just suck it up. And you not fighting me, Kinte. You don't even pay puppy support. Be quiet.
Puppy support. He did say that was his baby, though.
You be quiet. You don't even pay for this dog.
Audrey!
Oh. Hey, count on me.
It's the three queens.
Yes.
Okay, so let's pause in this conversation and say hello to Audrey Whitaker. Hi, Haji.
Hi. How y'all doing?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Beautiful. Your locks are looking beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And let's do another pause. We are looking at Hardaway's newest counselor.
Hey.
2020 big things happening in the life of
you. I know. Yes. Thank you.
Big things popping 2020.
Yes. Won't he do it?
Yes, he will. And some.
Mm-hmm.
Look, everybody's balling out of control. Look, let me get along, homie.
I don't know about balling. Not yet. It's coming.
We're going to change Lisa's song to I Keep On Balling. You better claim that balling, girl. You better claim it.
I got you.
So, how has 2020 been for you, my dear?
So far, so good. It feels like it's just getting started.
It is. And it's almost over.
And in the same breath, right? Because I was just saying to somebody, I said, wow, like tomorrow will be the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And so we will already be done with January.
Yep.
Bananas. Yes.
Pretty much. There you go. Yo ho.
Yeah.
Is there different like screens how this setup is? It looks weird on my end because I see myself in this corner right here, and now I see the
Yeah, you can see all of us. This is our new platform that we're trying out, StreamYard.
Okay.
Kinte loves it.
Like, what happened to Get Vocal?
I like it too. I need to figure out how to do it.
We're on Get Vocal also. I mean, right now we're streaming from here, but on to Get Vocal, to Facebook. I think Kinte might be on Periscope and YouTube also, but don't quote me. Kinte does a lot of things, and I'm just here for it. I was just making sure my teeth look white.
Yay, they are sparkling.
Look, your teeth are always sparkling.
Look.
So,
yeah, that's all I was worried about because my hair still needs a washing. Yeah, so me and Traci spent the last hour talking about blended families and in our lives. And I was talking about how my life is planning to go from 1 person to 4 in like the course of the next year, and speaking engagements and motivation and dating after 50 and just dating period.
Yeah.
Dating as a mature woman. and you know, the intentionality of it all and the accountability of girlfriends. I was just mentioning, and yes, Andre, blended families are beautiful. Shout out to all the blended families. Just talking about Dr. Vibe's show, which was 2 hours ago, and he was talking about the intentionality of the word for the year that he said. Kinte, I don't need your feedback. Thank you.
I was like, why is there an echo?
Because I turned up, because I picked up my phone and I turned
up.
up.
Traci.
Okay.
Sorry,
yeah, it was me. It was me.
Traci J, you are fired.
And it's off. I don't know why it came on, but
look,
okay.
That's all right, girl. I was just telling Kinte how I tried to sneak on Get Vocal in church, and him and Ramsey was laughing so loud, and I was like, I'm busted. Everybody knows I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing.
I was just playing the video part.
So Dr. Vibe said, make sure you get, going back to that conversation, he was like, make sure you get you some accountability partners. So I was shouting out y'all on that show. I was like, shout out, I got 2. Shout out to my accountability partners, Traci and Audrey. Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
We love each other.
Yes.
Look, y'all know this is my favorite dance. I may not do many things, but look.
Do what you must.
Hey, I got some red shoes coming, so I might have to get back into dancing feet first. Oh, and speaking of you, now that you're on the show, we was talking about maybe hour 3, how back in the day, Audrey used to be Shannon, and Shannon's number used to get passed all over the country. And it's hard to disprove to people that your name ain't Shannon and that this ain't your number when your name actually is Shannon and this is your number.
Wait, she used to give your number out?
Yes, honey. I am not going to let her live that down. And I followed that conversation up. Go back to episode 3. I followed that up when I said, oh, Audrey said it's coming because I'm going to be Audrey one day. And I'm going to have her number in my memory when I pass it out. You just wait.
Oh, my God.
You know what? I have apologized before, but I will continue to apologize. Okay, so here's the thing. When you... and this should be a good thing, though. I'm not a good liar. So, in the same sense of saying, hear me out. Like, what's your name? Like, it's easier for me to come up with something I know than to just make something off the dome. So it's like, I'm with Shannon. I just say Shannon. And it's like, well, what's your number? And I would just give her number instead of being like 5, 7, 8. Like,
you ever talk about 402 968 9303? I'm like, wait, that's your number.
My apologies again.
Oh,
God has brought me a long way. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, honey. That's
Thank God for deliverance. Yes.
That is my number no more. So I've been redeemed. Look, that's part of the reason why I changed my number. Because ain't nobody.
It wasn't even like it's that many people, so don't even start.
4.
It was not like a whole.
And it was one that would not stop calling.
Right. He didn't believe. He didn't believe that. He wasn't gonna believe that you weren't me. Like, he was like, no, but she gave me this number.
Right. And I was like, but I didn't. And no, Kinte, none of those guys panned out for me. If she didn't want them, why would I? Let's start there. Like, we may not even have the same taste in men, but we definitely have the same distaste.
Yeah.
So if she didn't want them, I clearly would not have. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with being the trash part. It's more so the approach of,
right,
the interest of, and I just was looking at her like, she's about to talk to him. And then when she opened her mouth and started talking, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, I'm being punked. But all right. All right. And I've been holding on to it.
A long way.
I've been
Long
holding
way.
on to it.
You gotta let that go, Shannon. You gotta let it
No.
go.
I gotta give her number out one time. Just
go ahead.
one.
And what's the bad part is, Traci, my number has been the same
It has not
since
changed.
2001.
No, the bad part is gonna be I'm gonna give your number out to somebody who you actually gonna hook up with.
No.
Wow.
It's gonna be a dope situation.
No.
You just wait for it.
It's crazy though, but the same number. Like people be like, "Hey, I was just wondering, is this still your number?" And it's like, yes, it is.
I've had mine since '99.
I have not.
So, yeah,
I won't change it because I too many people know it. I'm connected to too many people.
Exactly.
So I do have another phone. So I have two of them. So
okay.
This one, everybody got this number. Only a few people got this number.
That's the
Lord willing. Lord willing, I will not change. Lord willing, I will not change this number because I have about 500 business cards that has that number on it.
So yeah.
Let's just say we need to keep them at least.
Why I don't have a business card?
Why don't you have my business card? I don't know.
Okay, I need one when you come down this week. I need a business card.
I can give you a stack. You can pass.
Okay. I need a business card. I haven't seen a business card.
Customers in 2020.
Okay.
I need to make some money in 2020.
It shall come to pass.
It shall. It shall.
So
what was your subject?
What was my what?
Yes, and I just asked somebody said, "What is the topic?"
Right. He's like so
What was y'all topic?
I was like, but what? Our topic was when one win, we all win.
Oh, okay.
So instead of being a winner singular, we's a winner plural together.
Yes, winners with S.
We's in the winner circle. Because clearly we all rowing in our boat. We not.
Oh yeah.
But we all can't win if we all not, like you said, rowing the same way. So you got to make sure your circle is a winning circle. If not, you need to switch out.
Come on now.
Well, I mean, if y'all want to roll your cars on down to Key West and help me pack up stuff so we can go up north,
I can't go nowhere. I'm on FMLA for the next 6 weeks, so I can't do that.
Ma'am. I didn't say the next 6 weeks.
You talking about May? Now I can probably come that way later on this year, but right now for the next 6 weeks I can't do nothing.
I mean, if nothing else, take it to your house and then drive it when you come in August.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk about that. But we just touched on that though, Shannon. Talk about winning. Because I talked about how Coco is so supportive of other people. You know, and I know what it feels like not to have the support, because I had a friend that I thought was a friend that I found out later on was sinking my boat from within. So now, but you live and you learn, so now I know I'm more conscious of that stuff. But some people, you gotta watch that. Sometimes we loyal to people more because of our loyalty, not because of their loyalty. And sometimes you gotta look at their loyalty and let that determine how the boat gonna roll.
No, absolutely. And I mean, the reality is, and this will be, look, shameless plug, the companion to dismantling daddy dysfunctions is Mirroring Mommy, the woman I love, the woman I hate, the woman in the mirror. And it talks about relationships with other women and how we don't always have each other's back. How sometimes we are malicious to each other. Whether that's mother and child, whether that's sister to sister, whether that's friend to friend. Whether that's, coworker to coworker, employer to employee, stranger to stranger.
But why is that? Why are women?
I think we've always been mainstream to be each other's competition. We've never been taught to be each other's cheerleaders.
Because we let a stiff penis come between us. That's why.
Not even that, honey. I mean,
some people don't know how to have, like, I had an acquaintance and things got rocky or whatever, and when it all boiled down, she admitted and was like, I've never had female friends because I don't know how to have. Like you said, her relationship with her sisters were tumultuous with her mother. So she legit did not know how to have friendships with females.
Yeah.
And some people might say, well, that's a cop-out, but I honestly believe her, because when I look and examine, like, she would have acquaintances for a time. And I'll give you an example. Matter of fact, at my baby shower, she was there, and my half sister was there, and they were like, "Hey, girl, da 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 da," and I was like, "Oh, y'all knew each other?" She's like, "Yeah, we were friends back, blah 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 blah." And later on, I was like, "Well, what happened? How, you know?" And she was like, "Girl, I don't even know." And it's like just falling apart, and maybe no one knowing how to piece it back together. So, like, incomplete relationships, falling apart, there not being closure to it. Some people, I think, really don't know how to be a friend.
Yeah.
True. So how do we get that knowledge? I know for me, because I had a hard time because I was away from my family for so long. Me and my sisters had, and me and my mom didn't speak for almost 15 years. And it wasn't that we were estranged from each other. I was just away, and which caused a strain with me and my sisters. So I was always very leery of women. And in the position I was in, it made me leery of them as well. So even though, you know, with the things that I've gone through, have been damaging and hurtful, they've also made me aware of how I want to interact with other women.
Absolutely.
It's made me aware of how I want to treat other women and show other women love and show other women authentic relationships, like you said. So how do we get back? You know, how do we
be intentional? And I think, and for me, I had one instance, and I say only one because this one blew my mind. Somebody was literally vouching for a man for me. Come to find out, they was sleeping with said man.
Oh, okay.
Y'all know the dilemma, the drama, the story.
Yeah.
God still had the final say and all that. However, but I remember having a conversation with her on the back end of that. And I was like, honey, you ain't got to compete. You don't have to lie. You don't have to sling dirt. I was like, this is not a competition. I said, and see, the thing is that you are trying to win the affection of someone when you are broken.
Yeah.
I was like, a whole man, or even a man that's running game in the long run, don't want a broken woman.
True.
He not gonna wife a broken woman.
Right.
So if you looking for him to pump a baby out for you and wife you down, you need to heal yourself. I said, but you can have him, because what I'm not gonna do is go back and forth with you over some long distance reach that don't even reach that long. So people.
Right.
And I was trying to, you know, impart some level of integrity and sensibility to her, because at the end of the day, I'm not your competition.
Right.
You can have whatever your heart's desire. You got to put in the work for it. But being that type of person, and it's not going to do nothing but come back to bite you. And it's exactly what it did. It's like karma will have its day.
I think that is so valid, because, you know, y'all know me, and I keep saying that I'm transparent. But the reason why I walked out of my marriage, and I didn't file for divorce, I let him do that. But the reason why I walked out of my marriage is because I'm not going to compete for no man. Even though I was with you 31 years, I'm not going to fight and compete over no man. I'm not going to do that. If that person feels that strongly about having that man, and he feel that strongly about having her, what the hell am I going to stay there for?
Man, listen,
you know, keep somebody that don't want to be kept.
That don't want to be kept, and I'm not going to be a convenience for someone to continue to make this look like it's something.
Hi,
and so,
Rita.
And so,
Sasha says we can all eat and we can all win. Yeah, we have the right mindset for that.
Pullian, I think her last name was D.
D.
D said that some women don't have good relationships because they've never been trained. The same thing that Audrey said. They've never been taught how to have good relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of it, I will say, if we do a percentage, I'd say 80% of women problem is men. And it's not their fault.
Other things. I think it's a combination of other things, Traci J.
I do believe that, but I believe that if we didn't have that factor, then we could solve a lot of issues. Mm-hmm. If we didn't have that fact,
what about mother-daughter relationships?
That's the other percentage. I said 75. That's the other 25.
Really? You think it's that?
I think we're giving men a little bit too much credit.
I was like, too much credit.
Maybe it's my history. Okay, school me. Y'all know
I really don't think it's that much.
Teachable.
I do believe that is a contributing factor.
It is absolutely
a degree, but I would not say that. Me personally, I would say a lack of love for oneself makes up a vast majority of it.
Absolutely.
You know me, I'm you throw the Bible in there. You talk about love your neighbor as you love yourself. A lot of people don't know how to love their neighbor because they don't love themselves.
Right.
So how can you teach authenticity and good relationships if people don't even have a good relationship within themselves?
Absolutely.
So
that's fostered at home. I mean, it starts
and that was the second thing I was going to say. I said the home training and upbringing, I think that also has a lot to do with it. I have said this, and my sister girl, Joy, we have talked over and over. We see so many schools, private schools for young African-American males so they can grow up and become strong males and But I think that is very much so needed for females. Because you have things like the media, we have television, we see those broken relationships in the home, and a lot of young girls, I think if we can catch them early, we can foster and build positive relationships.
Absolutely.
Like this year of first grade with my 6-year-old has opened my eyes up to how early girl drama starts.
It's
like in first grade and the rolling of the neck and But when you think about if you're in a home where no one is
teaching
filtering
you
what you see on TV or what you listen to on the radio or like those negative female relationships, reality TV, that becomes reality.
Yep.
So I say that to say, I think we're giving men too much credit of having too much control of why women.
I digress. I agree.
And don't get me wrong. I think at the end of the day, you can, and I think, and I think I'm gonna borrow Label Mate. Thank you, Label Mate. She said, and I'm paraphrasing. She said, although it's not the most, and maybe what we're giving most credit to, I think she's referring to the men. It might be most consuming. For some of us, it is the most consuming.
Right.
And so, for me, I kind of and that's why I'm writing two companions. That's why they go hand in hand. Because for me, growing up, I saw my father in a relationship with my mother, and then in a relationship with my sister's mother. Mm-hmm. And so and he didn't commit to neither one of them. So let's just be clear about that. But then seeing the things that breathed itself from that, because I didn't want to like my little sister, because I was like, well, you broke up my family. You came after us. Like, y'all was secondary. We were primary. We learned primary colors in school first before we learned secondary colors. So
you're right.
Not important. Okay? Let me just tell you that right now. And so that was, who taught me that? Honey, I don't think nobody taught me that. I think that just came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was hurt because my dad wasn't doing right.
Right.
But I think out of our well springs, if we are loved well, we heal and we are whole and we are forgiving more so quickly from the pains of the experiences that we have. It took me a while to accept my little sister. I mean, now I love her to pieces, but I was in a mental place like, you broke, my house was already broken. So,
Right.
I mean, it wasn't nothing that we was two little kids and neither one of us could do anything about the situation. But it didn't matter. I was the older sister, so I knew better. I knew more. I had the answers.
And that is so true what you're saying, because I know in my healing and going through the process that I had to go through, we talked about it in the last hour, God had to show me first. He had to allow me to deal with me and fix me before I could deal with anybody else. So I think that that's absolutely right. We're already broken, and then we're trying to engage other women, other sisters who are broken as well. So we're two broken people getting together. So when something happens, then our first reaction is to, throw each other away. And so,
Andre has a point. I think he wants to address based off, I think, Audrey, and then came from Traci's statement. He said, I agree that there should be things for young girls to develop positive social skills, but we shouldn't knock all male schools for young Black boys. Black males are the least educated demographic in the nation and need the extra attention and support, equity over equality. Let me chime in real quick, and Audrey, because you are an educator, you can take that thing on home. I do believe that they are the least of these in a lot of areas. But even though women may trump them in education and in pay, we at the bottom of the totem pole. And we've been at the bottom of the totem pole forever.
Yeah.
Like, we are everyone's least favorite.
Yeah.
In every category, regardless. So there are always going to be things for young Black boys. And yes, absolutely, we want to praise them. We want to raise them into young kings. We want them to be resilient. We want them to be educated. We want them to be Black business owners. We want them to raise little Black boys and girls, even if they don't. But we also need to have that same conversation chimed in, right? Like girls,
for our sisters, right?
To be able to raise them into queens and not just trap queens,
right?
Raise them into women who carry themselves with dignity and not just carrying themselves over to their man house so they can drop it low and twerk something.
Right. Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we want to be, because we are women and because we may be raising women or we have raised women, speaking to Audrey and Traci specifically, because of course they are raising or have raised a woman, who are going to eventually raise women. The beauty is that we want to create new legacies for them. We want to create new because generational wealth isn't just financial.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And for women, it's self-worth, it's self-value, self-respect. Because
we are so devalued.
When we and unfortunately, this is what we do. This is just a reality. When we spreading it and giving it up, we are left with the residual. We are usually proud. We are usually the ones rearing another life. And
we take in. They deposit and we take it in. And it's like a tree. Yes.
That part. Yes. And so we need to grow up a generation of women who know how to respond, who know how to not just react, but just to be aware of the things that come into their life to build them up or to tear them down. And to not be afraid to take out the machete and cut the branch before it try to take them out anyway.
Right.
Yeah. And if it came out wrong, it might have, but it wasn't knocking like, oh, we don't need all boys schools or da 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 da. My son for a time went to an all male school or whatever and whatnot. It's almost like it's what's trending right now.
Right.
And in the process of it trending, it's like, hey, our Black girls, they need something too. And yes, there are some programs like Girls Inc. and but everyone doesn't have access to those. Just like everyone have access to like the type of character building that you see in a lot of those male schools.
We're like, it just like going back to like, where are all our Black girls that come up missing? We stopped talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
They become a moot point. I mean, I think that we, like, that's why I said I get what you're saying, Andre, and I think we all need to feel
inclusive.
We need to feel loved. We need to feel valued.
Yes, we all need to feel that we're worth something, that we're worth investing in. Absolutely. We all need to feel that way.
Absolutely. Right. And so when we lose a sense of ourself and our identity and our value in social norms and stereotypes and generalizations and in, you know, hip hop and Snapchat or whatever is trending, we can be reminded by the plug that whether it's an outlet, a school, a teacher, a counselor, announcer at church who is reminiscent of this green-eyed red bone who said, "I'm 55, you're not gonna call me that." We have to be reminded that there are people who we can excel just like them.
Yeah.
But they gotta be in that environment. And like she said, access to that is few and far in between.
Right.
And who they are following are things that are trending that are not the best for them. Yes. You know,
absolutely.
You know, they seeing snapshots of people's lives and lives.
Yes.
The whole story of the struggle or the pain or even the frustration getting to the glory moments. Mm-hmm. And so we want to teach our young men and women, trust me, I'm here for both stories, that they can.
Yeah.
And they will. If they allow themselves to be under the tutelage of those that have been there and done that.
But I think also the family dynamic has changed so much.
That part.
So now you don't have the grandmothers like you used to have. You have the grandmothers that are almost the same age as the mamas. It's almost the same age as the children. So you don't have that. You don't have that authority or that reverencing or that teaching that we had when I was coming up. You know, I'm a 60s baby when I was coming up. And so even in trying to instill that in my grandchildren is difficult because my kids are millennials and they're teaching so differently. You know, it's when they're over here, it's a totally different world to them. And you can see the transition when they get around their parents, how they totally change.
Yep.
They totally change. And so I think we have to get back to, and they have to have an avenue to go to, because if they're not getting into the home, then I agree with you, Audrey. There has to be someplace else, whether it be church, whether it be school, whether it be whatever. And then this generation doesn't go to church. So now the babies aren't going to church anymore. You got to have some type of other side for them, because all they're seeing is what they're seeing. And we had options, you know, even though we got to go out, we were at church. So when the going out didn't work, we had that in the back of our mind. When my mama taught me to pray, my mama taught me to do this, my mama taught me to do that. They're not getting that. So I totally agree that we have to focus on them just like we're focusing on the young men. I love them to death, and they're our whole lineage, our whole existence is based on these children coming up. What are we going to see 20 years from now?
Come on now.
You know, those are the questions we have to. It is. So that's not.
You have some work to do. So let me know when the academy is open, Audrey. Just come work with you.
We're gonna speak that in the atmosphere. That's something like seriously. Joy and I have talked about that a lot. That and I guess for me, just in the education sense, you know, just things like what is and is not appropriate to wear to school or to wear on an interview, or just things like that. It's like, wow, like you deal with dress code issues at school, but it's like, well, this is what my mama wear. You used to say, like, would you wear that in front of your mama, or would you say that in front of your mama? And a lot of them now would be like,
yeah,
pretty much.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it is different. It is very, very different. And even you know, I wish we would have. I guess for me, what are we called, Shannon? What am I?
Technically, we are millennials.
You're millennials.
Am I a millennial?
We're at the very beginning.
40.
We're at the very beginning. Dang. I think they want to call us Zennials.
I'll Google it. Let me Google it.
I don't.
Kinte said Shannon is a baby boomer. Say this shit up.
I don't receive that. I don't think I'm a millennial.
I don't either. I remember one of my staff was like, Shannon, you are not a normal millennial. I said, I'm not a normal anything. How about that? Because we grew up with computers. I remember, all of that. But
well, I guess we were maybe the tail end or the last of the old school big mama, grandmama. Like,
but I was like, I remember dial up AOL. I couldn't wait to get home so I could hear you got mail.
Right.
Okay, here we go. 1946 to 1964 is baby boomers. I'm a baby boomer.
Yes,
1965 to 1976 is Generation X.
That's
1977 to 1995 is millennials.
That's
and
us.
Generation G. Generation Y. And 1996 to present is Generation Z, IG, or Centennials. So 77 to 95 is millennials.
Yeah.
And I got two of them.
Yep. So my older sister is in the generation before. What's that, X? And I'm Y. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, you're
you're not.
No.
Yes.
You're Y and she's Z.
No, my older sister is.
Your older sister, she's X.
Yeah, because she's 76.
Yeah. But I think millennials. I think it depends on when you were born, because the later born millennials aren't like.
They're not.
If you're that 30-year-old and down, that's a totally different breed. They done crossed up somewhere. Because I see some millennials that are 30 and over that are old. You can deal with them, but that 30 and below where mine are. What's wrong with them?
I agree. I mean, my younger sister, she's 85, and we're only 3 years apart, but still, it's like we are totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't have nothing in common, and I'm just like.
Now, let me ask you this: were y'all raised in the same home?
No, but me and my older sister were raised in the same home, and we ain't got nothing in common either.
Yeah, because my kids were raised in the same home, and they are. Even though they call themselves twins, they are Mariah and AJ are total opposites.
Like me and my older sister, the one thing that we meet at the crossroads on all the time and agree on is food. Me and my younger sister, the only thing we agree on all the time is my nephews and travel. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I'm like, who raised you? Where they do that at? You too old for that.
Yeah.
So it's just a culture. Technology has created relationship dummies.
Mm-hmm.
The norm of conversation is summed up in LOLs and emojis and
texting.
WYD and ROTF, LMA, all that craziness, and you be right. Wow, what are you talking about? And it's like they can carry on full conversations with emojis alone, and I don't understand what happened.
Like I know people where they'll tell you and be like, well, text me. Like, I really don't like to talk, but we can text. And it's like, how are we building relationships?
We're not.
And this wasn't even like a guy-girl relationship. This was another female where it was like, hey, I'm trying to check on you, make sure everything's straight. And it's like, because we have become so disconnected,
right,
to have authentic conversations, has become difficult and
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah.
Where we will rely on a text message.
Transparent in a text message. It's hard to
be. It can be misread. It can be misinterpreted. Versus me telling you I hate your guts to your face, versus me texting you that. Like, it's not going to be the same. That just was.
But it's so everything is so impersonal now. I know that the last guy that I was dated, we had a rule that when we were on a date, phones down. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's so easy to do. You know, it's so easy to do. So it's just so impersonal. We're sitting up at the hospital with my sister, everybody on their phone. And I'm just looking around like we're not talking. And finally I said, everybody, phones down. Let's talk. You know, let's have a conversation. Yeah. You know, so it's crazy because it's so impersonal, but that's the world that we live in. That's what it's coming to. It's everybody working from home. Everybody. So you don't have to have interpersonal relationships with people. Mm-hmm. So now you got people that don't know how to interact with people because they work like myself. Or they don't want to. I don't want to go out. I've gotten to the point to where I don't even want to be in crowds anymore. Yeah. I don't. If I pull up to the store and it's packed, I won't even go in. And that I told my mom that today. I'm like, I really am getting. Something's going on with me. Something's really going on with me.
But I think we have lost that sense of togetherness, camaraderie, humanity, compassion. Oh yes. The ability to just communicate basic needs and not be criticized for it or called thirsty or desperate or that's stupid or why would you even tell somebody that? Why wouldn't you tell somebody that? Like, we have to be transparent and but there's there's too many shallow surface types. Right. And that's the trend of technology these days because it's not asking you to dig deeper. It's not asking you to get in touch with your feelings. It's not asking you
because you don't have to be your authentic self. You can be whoever you want to be on a keyboard. Yep. So you never have to be yourself. And some of us have been
before you post the right picture, right? That makes you appear to be.
Not only that, you can enhance it. I met a girl. I kid you not. I met a girl and I asked Mariah. I said she don't even look the same. I told Mariah, I said, she don't even look the same. She don't look like her pictures. And Mariah said she used a lot of enhancements. But we have it's gotten so bad to where people are so have such a facade over social media that they've forgotten who they are. They really think they are these people.
Man, listen.
They have forgotten that you're not that person. That is your Facebook profile. That's not you.
Social media will get folks jumped on real quick. Absolutely. It's real easy to be hard. I call them social media thugs.
Yeah.
Everybody can pop off and say and post and be angry and da-da-da-da-da. But when you face to face, it's a whole nother tune.
Right. Absolutely.
He said Twitter Crips. Exactly, Kinte. That's them Instagram.
You're going to get these real belt whips because you come to me talking that noise. I'm pulling my belt off. I'll be like, your mama may not have whooped you, but I'm about to. Okay?
It's crazy.
An article that I was reading, and I think, and that's what I'm saying. I just really don't believe I'm a millennial. But anyway, it was saying how millennials are literally dying right in front of us on social media.
Yes.
Because they are first thing in the morning, snap, smiles, cheesing, but inside they are broken. Mm-hmm. And it's like we're seeing them every day, but we're seeing that picture of them that they want us to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just crazy.
I was just talking about that, Audrey, that some people have taken on their profile and believe it's them.
Yep.
They face it, so they believe this is not you. This is your Facebook profile. But you look and they're, like you said, they're broken. They're living in a room, and the only friends they have is on social media, and so that's their life.
Yep.
You know, but if you take them out of that room, they have no idea who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That
You take a phone away from some people and they will fight you. Will fight you for it.
No, or they'll melt off their chair onto the floor and have a tantrum. And I'm like,
that's their lifeline. That has become their source of life. Is their phone, and it amazes me. It really amazes me.
Yeah, no. You gotta find something else. You gotta dig deeper. You gotta want more. Life has to be about living and not just pretending to be something that you may never amount to.
Right.
And that's okay.
Man, that part.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some days I want to post a Sienna filter, and most days I choose to just put my natural face forward, because I'm not about to be showing up nowhere and be like, oh, you look much lighter in all your pictures. Don't get your face out mine. Talk about what I appear to be in a picture.
From day one, that I can only be one. Now that I did do, because when God pressed it on my heart to start doing the Friday Chronicles, I was tore up from the floor up the first 2 years. I'm telling you, there was some days I got on there crying and no makeup, no nothing, and so I'm just. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But I'm not a millennial. I'm a baby boomer.
Yeah. So Deanna asked, how do we get people to start interacting with each other again? Because the problem is the excessive cutoff culture for the dumbest stuff. The reality is you got to be intentional. Just like shout outs to the group of kids who decided to make a culture of inclusivity for people to sit at the lunch table. That's the kind of intention you have. You have to do what everybody else isn't doing. You have to be willing to not trend and become a trend off of not trending, because you gotta go with what's not popular. And the reality is that, and I hate that we are this type of people. And I say we because I've heard people say it in my circle, and they're like, "Oh, that's thirsty," and I'm like, everything that is said and done is not thirsty.
Right.
Everybody's attempt to say hi, how you doing? Can I talk to you? Is not them being desperate.
Absolutely.
Some people just absolutely know how to talk, and you be so used to people hearting your picture or thumbing up your post as the means to get your attention instead of having a true conversation. So now they thirsty, they too aggressive, they a stalker, they this, that, or the other. We got to be intentional about bringing back the relationships, where talking to each other was cool. Where
absolutely, Daria.
And getting to the heart of the matters in our lives and our livelihood is important, and nothing is dumb. I remember that's like when you be like in class, they be like, the only dumb thing is a question's not asked. Well, I mean, it's no different than a relationship. The things not said. People, and I posted this on Facebook probably a week ago, people are dying with 10 million followers and 400,000 likes, but ain't got no friends.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's the truth. Mm-hmm. That's the
we
truth.
have got to be intentional about relationships and authentic relationships, but we got to start with ourselves. So that's why we got to teach these young men and women how to be in love with themselves, how to be vocal about the appreciation and the value of themselves. So when they see locks in someone's hair, or when they see a bald head on a woman, they aren't afraid of who she is, questioning her identity, questioning her worth or her value, because beauty comes in shapes and sizes. Beauty comes in hair types and hair colors, and
look at the screen.
Measures of weird and eccentric and not normal, because everything is just not normal, and that's okay too. It comes in extrovert and introvert. It comes in, families with two mommies, or a mommy and a daddy, or no mommy, or whatever the case may be. And those things aren't bad. They're just what they are. And we are so busy trying to poke holes at people's differences instead of looking at our similarities, looking at how we all need to be loved. We all fall under the categories of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We all want to find that sense of belonging. And so we have got to be intentional about relationships. And it starts with the examples that we set. We are women in different stages of our life. The glue that holds us together is the fact that we have been intentional about these relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
We have said that this is important to us enough that we are going to fight through all of the BS of social norms and stereotypes. Oh, women don't get along. Women can't be friends. Women can't have real relationships. You know, let a penis come between y'all. Then we're going to see how good friends y'all. We don't have those issues.
Right.
Like, because we have become intentional in everything we say and do with ourselves and with each other. And I think that's important. You know, there has to be a level of intentionality and purpose and focus. And like Traci and I said at the very beginning, we have to be rowing in the same direction. We have to have a collective mind. You know, we have to want the same thing. So we have to plant those seeds. We have to plant those seeds and we have to water them. Because people can change how they view relationships if they're shown that relationships can actually be healthy. And is it okay? So I'm gonna just call you Double D because I just had a brain fart of what your name was.
Daria?
Okay, so yeah, we gonna
Daria.
Go okay.
Is it Daria? Yeah.
Look, honey, Double D. I don't know what normal is anymore in this world. I will say what is healthy and what is functioning in terms of if it does build your soul, if it builds you up, if it encourages and challenges you to your excellent self. Because normal is such a to me it's a dysfunctional word. It is a functional word because what we have normalized has caused a lot of people to be bullied in school, have become depressed, which is why we have Columbines and why we have everything else under the sun in terms of what our children go through and experience. How is he going to be rowing in the right direction?
Don't listen. Don't
pay.
Just look over him. Don't even read his comments.
Listen, y'all. 2020 is real because I told him there is nothing he can say to me in 2020 that's going to disrupt my energy or my spirit. So, honey, we can do whatever you want as long as you give me some puppy support. Let the church say amen.
But Double D also said that.
Go ahead.
She said that being with the same. Always being around the same people is not good either, because if we don't know any if we don't allow if we don't allow ourselves to be around other people and branch out into other areas, then we're going to always have the same mindset as the people we're around.
And that's absolutely true. But at the end of the day, you also have to have those 4 people. Where are you at, Traci? What city you live in?
I live in Tampa. Brandon.
Where do you live at, Audrey?
Georgia.
And I live in Key West. So the closest we're roughly about 7.5 hours from each other. You know, and me from the top to the bottom, me and Audrey are probably 6 hours from each other. So we have went our own separate ways. But again, the glue and the bond, because I think you should have some consistency in your life, even if you meet new people, even if you engage in new relationships, even if you find, because I'm probably the one that's moved the most.
Right.
And I have picked up new relationships everywhere I've gone, everywhere I've been. But there's been a consistency in my other relationships. And that to me is what has held me in a place of a firm foundation.
Right.
You know, because we can try new things. I mean, eat new foods. But there's nothing like the comfort of where you come from, where you've been. So you know where you're going. And I'm very much a wanderer, but the consistency of those who have loved me well and who have sown into my life is definitely something I will not. Girl, I can't roll no R's. Beautiful, sweet, lovely lady. I'm gonna try though, but I'm gonna do it off screen. Y'all not gonna be able to replay this in front of me.
Okay, so Kinte also said. He being so silly right now, but he said take the phones at the family reunions or whatever.
Yeah,
but I will say that goes back to what you said, Shannon, as far as being intentional. And again, if the intention is to have a closer relationship, so that means you are taking distractions away. with those relationships, with those times together. I have been fortunate enough, and let me say this, and I don't want to sound like saying like we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, and that's things we do want to see change or whatever, whatnot, but also with a compassion and heart that nobody chooses what family they're born into, nobody chooses what situation they live in. I have been blessed to be a part of a family that has made it a point to expose me to things, and then that's trickled down for my kids. And I guess as a community, that's something we also need to look at to provide more opportunities for kids that maybe are not at a home or a place where they can go and visit and do different things,
Absolutely.
to have exposure to different things. One of my greatest memories, and I came from a family where we traveled and did things. One of my greatest memories is the Urban League and going on the Black College Tour over spring break of my junior year. That was exposure. And my parents went to Black College, both of them. But that was exposure that I had outside of that family, but that also was seeing things different, seeing things in the South, seeing predominantly Black colleges and that culture. That was exposure, and that did something to me to make me want to apply to those schools and da 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 da. Unfortunately, like I said, a lot of kids, they don't choose. Well, none of us choose the situations we're born into,
right,
or that we grow up in. So, as a community, I guess that is also something that we need to work on so that we can allow more kids and children to have the exposure. Because at the end of the day, and it sounds kind of morbid, but like time is wrapping up for us. We're not going to regain that time. So we got to build up, when we talk about leaving an inheritance for our children, that's part of that heritage. It's being able to expose them. So as a community, we need to work harder on those types of things.
Absolutely.
So that we can get our kids exposure to things so that they can see outside of that everyday norm. Because it's like, it's kind of like you're in a box. And if you have never been outside of that box, then that's all you know.
It's like being in an inkwell. You don't know anything is outside of the inkwell till you get up to the top, and then you see, oh wow, it's a whole brand new world out here. Yes, and I agree, because one of the things I told my children, I said, get my grandbabies passports, because we're gonna be going. We're not. My aunt took me when I was 12 years old, took me to Europe, and she always had us on the road. And so I firmly believe that they have. I think they should be exposed to as much as they can be exposed to.
Absolutely.
So that they'll be able to have those choices and those memories. And the Black College Tour was a great thing that, I know our church helped sponsor that out of Omaha. And so it gave those children an opportunity to go and look at things and pick colleges that they never thought that they would be able to go to. And then at the same time, help them learn their heritage, because the schools don't teach it like it should be taught as well. And so, and we me myself, I know I do the Black History Month thing with the radio station and stuff, but I said I was going to buy my children the Black flashcards, and start teaching them myself different things that they should know about their heritage. And I've been talking to my mom and writing things down and stuff about my heritage and things that I didn't know. So even where we are now, we have to start somewhere. We got to start somewhere. So, start at home.
That all of a sudden just made me think like Mr. Wiley. Like, oh my gosh, he was the triple OG. Like Mr. Wiley, I think it was Annette Crowder. Like it was those Black educators that, and I know this sounds kind of, what's the word, cliche-ish, but it's like that they're leaving and nobody's picking up the mantle. Nobody's carrying on. I shouldn't say nobody. Let me back it up, because I cannot speak, because I'm not in Omaha anymore, so I'm not sure what's what. But it's like, I remember when Mr. Wiley passed, like that did something, because like I had, not only did I have memories of him in high school working with us and scholarships, then when I taught at North, he became a colleague. And it's like, wow, Mr. Wiley, we working together. Like I don't know if that's like anybody has passed the torch. Is the torch being passed?
Right.
Maybe that's a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
And if it isn't being passed, are we not making ourselves available for it to be passed? I guess. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, my birthday's in April, and I'm approaching 40, and I think I did a lot of reflecting at 30, Shannon, if I'm not mistaken.
You did.
Like, I've really been thinking, and it's like, am I doing all that I could be doing? Am I like, where am I? Like, am I truly being as available as I can be? Because it's easy to say that, the torch isn't being passed, but if it's nobody to pass it to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's where I am in my reflecting as I enter these 40s. And maybe it's because we are millennials. Is it more of a me, myself, and I? Tyler Perry was here yesterday. We went to the show, so he called them Millennianites. But because I am a Millennianite, is it me and myself and I type thing, or is it, are we making ourselves available for the torch to be passed?
It's real though. And I will answer the first question you stated, Audrey, because Tracy did this. You didn't ask, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there. I think you are absolutely doing everything that you can. And I think in the moment that you can do it, I think your canness evolve over time because your roles and responsibilities are evolving over time. But you was a whole history teacher, ma'am. I know, but still, I mean, you're raising Jada, the future dancer of the universe, and future Olympian, gold medalist. We're going to speak that thing into existence. Shout out to Shannon for when it actually comes to play.
Speak.
So, your son's in the military, serving our country. You're doing big things in the world.
I know, but I guess I was just saying, like,
be an academy, what is it, head mistress?
Girl, I'm just saying, it's easy to sit and say all of the problems. My principal from my last school, he used to always say, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna use this. Don't come to me with a problem if you don't have a solution.
My pastor's the same way.
That part.
And so before I even came to his office, I always had a solution worked out in my head. This is what's going on, but this is how we can fix it. So I guess that's a better question to pose, not so much me specifically, but how can we
absolutely. And I think just because we all come out of the O, we see what it was and what it could be and what it's going to be. And I think it's growing into, there's a group of young Black educators that are doing big things in Omaha. And they are both resilient and amazing. And so I think the collective notes across the board are we sowing good seed into these children? Are we watering them? So that we send them out into communities that they want to connect and give back. And going and giving back may not necessarily be the city in which they were born in. It may be just giving back to the community. Little boys and girls that look like them. Because we are disproportionately giving less in every rural or inner city that we go into. And so, and we don't teach our history enough. And we don't teach from the wealth and the expanse of our kingdoms, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that they can feel proud that they have something to be excited about. They are great. They don't have to fear being great. They don't have to dim their light so that other people can shine.
Right. That's
like
true.
We're not doing that in 2020. I'm not.
I agree. I agree. We're not dimming our lights so that others can shine, and we're not teaching our children to do that.
Look, if you gonna ride with me, he rides into the occasion.
Right.
He's not done nothing.
Right.
Like, not gonna happen. Not on my watch. If I can't take you with me, then we not going. Like,
come on now.
I
know that's right. My pastor has been preaching on inner circles and the importance of an inner circle.
You got to work on Martin Luther King Day. You strike that out. Say no.
No, I go back to work on tomorrow. I've been off for 2 weeks.
It's Martin Luther King Day. You tell them that
I know.
You had a dream that you were supposed to be off.
Dang.
I know.
Look,
I know. I took it off. Well, what I did was when I got my doctor's note said I could return to work after the 18th. And so they put me on the schedule, and I didn't realize it until I saw the schedule. So it was too late for me to get it off. Because I thought I was going to be off anyway with the knee surgery. But when it got moved to the 7th, it backed it up a week.
Okay.
So I got to go ice my knee and get it elevated. And I can't call out. I've been off 2 weeks. I can't call out.
I'm going to be there on Tuesday. And
I can't call out.
Maybe off with you Wednesday and Thursday. So I don't need you to...
I'm off Tuesday morning. I got physical therapy Tuesday evening, but I'm working Wednesday and Thursday. I'm off Friday though.
Okay. Well, I'm
working Saturday. What time you gonna be here?
I don't know.
You can text me. Y'all gotta finish our conversation. I took up your hour. But I love y'all both. Thank y'all. Thank you, Kinte, for the opportunity. Too. And we'll chat on our chat.
Can you tell us how we can follow you on social media?
You can follow me on social media at Traci J Caver or Living Beneath His Shadow on Instagram as well as Facebook. Also, Smooth Radio, Living Beneath the Shadow comes on at 8 a.m. on Tuesdays and repeats on Thursdays. Friday Chronicles comes on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my Sunday Morning Encouragement comes on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on Facebook. And
so that Living Beneath the Shadow, also Smooth Radio, that's 8 a.m. Central Standard, correct?
No. Yeah, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Because I was like, we want the people to know you got 2 different time zones in this
Yes. Yes, it's 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So
okay, all right.
So that's where you can catch me. Catch me in San Antonio the weekend of February 29th for the Sister Circle Chat. So that's it. But I'm going. I'll see y'all.
I love you.
Love y'all both. All right.
Love
you. Bye. So Haji, what you doing for 2020? What big things you got on the move?
Nothing actually. Nothing that I can think off the top of my head. I mean, just trying to live my best life.
Well, let me go see some things into existence. You're gonna be dance mom extraordinaire. That's a given,
girl. Now let's speak some things into. Yeah, now you say that. Yes, we are gonna speak some things to existence.
You're gonna be a homeowner in 2020.
Yes.
Gonna be out of
home ownership. I'm going to continue to grow in my profession in 2020.
You're gonna be my little flower girl.
Yes, I'm gonna finally be that flower girl in 2020. I'm going to Jada's gonna do big things with dance in 2020. We're gonna have a great competition season. We just like I said, I'm trying to live my best life. The end of 2019 started that, everybody waits till the new year for those resolutions and stuff, but for me, change was occurring at the end of 2019. So I'm still kind of in that high of all of that, but just praying and speaking that it continues. Nothing but the best: prosperity, promotion, closer relationship with God, a deeper relationship with God, a stronger relationship with my family, to be the woman that God desires me to be the mother, to be the daughter, to be the friend that God desires me to be. That's my 2020. That's what I see for 2020.
That's what's up. I'm here for it. I support all of my friends. That's my page. We having a life after divorce reunion.
Oh Lord, Jesus.
I need my crew to come back. Like that panel was lit, as the millennials would say.
Right.
That panel was lit.
Yes, girl. That was interesting. That was interesting. It was fresh. That was fresh for me. So a reunion tour, yes, that would be interesting. See where I am today compared to, because I think things were just final.
They were, you were 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 days in.
Yeah, it was like fresh.
It was February. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's that would be a good show.
We're gonna do it. I'm gonna set it up. And I do want to stop real quick and say this because I feel really, really bad. So at 9:01 p.m., Rachel and V. McCowan did say, could she get in on the call? And I didn't see it until 9:57. So I'm sorry, Rachel. You could have. But we will aim for the 3rd annual 24-hour. Because I would have loved to have her on the show, especially since I've had her husband on the show.
Oh, sure did, huh?
Yeah. So,
well, I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I do understand, cause like y'all didn't see me like mute the video several times. Jada keeps showing us to bust in. With all these imaginary, my stomach hurt, my tooth hurt, I got a bump on my lip. So I mean, I do understand how it is hectic. But I was like, gotta make sure I come through for Shannon. Shannon is the ultimate friend. She always comes through for everybody else. You see, I'm literally I've been folding clothes while we've been on the show. I am not
here. I need to be like you when I grow up, because I'm looking around my room like Audrey is trying to convince a sister that these clothes need to be folded and put up.
Listen, y'all know, well, it's not you. I think it was Kylie. Everybody was laughing at me because I iron our clothes for the week every Sunday.
Yep.
Like I wash and then Sundays I iron the clothes for the week. Everybody's like, how do you do that? Or how do you plan out your week? But to take, like, for me, to take time each morning to do stuff like, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. So I was like, that's cool. I'll set up shop. I'm folding here. And now that everything's folded, about to start ironing and multitasking. Mom life.
I can't wait to call you for all the mom advice. I'll be like, so how do you? I know how to pack lunches. I'm the queen of snacks. I got that down to a science.
I pack lunch at night instead of doing it in the morning. That saves time. Iron. If you don't iron for the week, iron at night. That helps. Yeah. Have backpacks and everything sitting right by the door. So when it's like, go, just grab it and go.
Like a fire truck.
Yeah. Not a fire truck.
Get out, the house is on fire. Grab your book back too, because I need you to go to school with it, okay?
Right. So what is happening? He said 20 minutes. What?
I did, because we were in such a good place, so I thought we were going to use that time. And then Tracy had to. I mean, but we got like 15 minutes, so I think we can optimize it maximize it, utilize it.
Okay, so you tell me then. You might have already said it. What is your 2020?
My 2020
looking like, your goals, your aspirations.
My life is about to change. My city, my job, my livelihood, my experience. I would go from not wearing flip flops all year round to looking for a coat in the wintertime.
You're gonna need a coat.
I know. Trust me, it is in his basket. I'm gonna need you to go and purchase it, my guy. Shout out to people who buy coats. It's about look. Let me pass this past next month. How about that?
You got this. That's already in the bag. That's already done.
That's where we starting. I'm trying not to beat myself up because I did no studying today with this 24-hour podcast. But I can't announce it yet. It's not made public, Andre, until I do some things locally because I don't want to put anything out there without telling my job. So, but once I can announce it, I will. Y'all will all know. I mean, Audrey knows and Tracy knows because they're my accountability partners. But yeah. So, but life is about to change for sure. I'm excited. Don't want to pack up nothing. I don't want to necessarily move it out. But I'm excited. I've been counting on this. I'm like, ooh, only 4 more months of rent. Yes. No more rent. No more rent.
I'm so excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this transition for you.
Yeah. I do not like the fact that I'm going to be grounded for 11 months and the tall person keeps reminding me of this. Like, you can't go nowhere. I'm like, say it one more time and see what happens to your whole life. I was like, you'll be hungry for 11 months. Okay? How about that?
It's going to be good, though. It's going to be, it's going to be one of those experiences that will help build you.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be necessary for all that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going on. So.
I get to meet new people. Yeah, like I'll get to meet a little person in 2020. I get to meet an older person in 2020. It's like I'm gonna meet some people that are necessary for this next year, and it's like, yo. Who would have thought? And so
seriously. So here's the thing. I was going to share this with you. I had texted one of my former cheerleaders. Yes, Jada.
Hi, my boo. Hi, baby girl. I love your face. Mwah.
Close the door. Go on. I'll be done in like 15 minutes.
Finally.
I know. Gonna get karate chop in the throat.
She had to say hi to her TT Shannon.
But it's amazing how things work out, and when you look back on things, and you be like, wow, like how did that happen? And like a former student was just kind of reminding me how it almost would look like a setup, like, but then when you look at it and think over it, you're like, that's nothing but God. Yeah. So when you look back over it, everything's going to be intentional and on purpose. Yes, it may feel like lockdown for 11 months, but it's going to be intentional and with the purpose, and all will be well.
I told Tracy at the beginning of the hour, I was like, I've been bamboozled. I was like, remember, I'm the friend that ain't never want no kids. I have been bamboozled. I am being punked. I'm about to be somebody's parent.
You've always said that, but deep down inside, I knew
who signs
that
me up for this?
One day,
Girl,
All will be well.
I'm stealing people's kids. That's exactly what I said. I'm stealing your kid.
Well, it's all good. It's all good. I'm excited to see this journey. I'm for you. I'm excited to see this side.
Rachel said, when are the last 2 hours? Midnight, my time.
I'm not getting on midnight. I'm sorry.
No, I know. But I want to offer her the opportunity to show her face and say hello to the world of podcasting.
Tell her, so how much time? Tell her to get on right now for a quick second.
I don't know if she can.
What is it? We got.
She can be on the closeout show. We're about to start it. Just tell her to come on the closeout show.
I won't be on the closeout show.
So we can see your beautiful face. You got something to say, Kinte?
No, I was just I didn't want to type all that, so I popped on.
You wanted to say you enjoyed seeing our face?
I did. You guys had a wonderful discussion, and I really appreciate, to see 3 women who have respect for each other, who, are not in competition with each other, who actually uplift each other. Not to say it doesn't exist. Obviously it exists, but we don't see enough of it portrayed out there.
Right.
Because, a lot of times those kind of relationships are, they happen, but they happen in a vacuum. So we see the other kind of relationships everywhere. Right. So I really enjoy every time I see Shannon and all of her friends together, and they have so much love and respect for each other. It's very, very wonderful to see. So, and it's really cool because you can just tell how much you guys love her. It's really evident that you guys love her dearly. So that's pretty cool.
Yay! Shannon is the bomb.com.
Shannon's cool.
Really good friends. I love them.
Shannon's cool. She won't do any bonding. We were supposed to do co-host bonding, and she just keeps turning me down.
He wants to go white rafting.
We'll be really close after that.
Yeah, we gonna be close, all right. In that raft.
Yeah. Come on, let's do it. Come on, Shannon. You swim?
I said let's go camping.
Camping,
yeah. I mean, that's bonding. We can roast our dinner on a fire.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
Pitch a tent.
You know what? I hate pitching tents. We're gonna use another room. I hate pitching tents. That is like the worst thing ever. So.
I used to pitch tents. We used to go camping back in the day.
Really? You went camping back in the day?
Yes, I went camping back in the day.
Was it real camping or was it?
It was a tent.
Or was it Gucci camping?
And putting some sticks together to make a fire. Yeah, like.
Oh, okay. All right, because some people they'll call it camping, but they're like in a hotel. Like what?
Now I have also done the cabins at Mahoney State Park because we got those too. But I have legit been camping, like out in the wilderness,
right?
In the hard.
I was camping once.
Like I used to camp a lot, and we did it in college as our resident assistant bonding. And I was like, "Why is this lady taking us camping?" But that was the last time I went camping, so I was 20.
Oh, last year.
Yeah, sure. Look, I'm glad that I aged so well.
You have definitely aged well. I've seen the young pictures and I've seen your now pictures.
I know. I when you are loved well.
And when you hydrate.
And when you mind your own business. What are we keeping up with our theme in 2020? Mind your own business.
Glamping.
And my manners.
Hilarious. Glamping. Yeah.
So, But yes, Audrey, can you tell the world how we can follow you on social media, or maybe you don't want them to follow you on social media? So
yeah, not really.
See, I know my friends.
But
This is one of my friends. He's like, please don't
Audrey
follow me.
Whitaker on Facebook, and I think also Audrey Whitaker on Instagram. I don't have any shows. I'm just a normal person.
She'll do some cameos in the Set Apart Woman, which will be back in 2020.
Can't wait. Cannot wait.
All right, am I done?
We're gonna have it.
No, are you finished or are you done?
Am I finished or am I done? It sounded like y'all were wrapping up.
Yes.
And
Thank you so much, Audrey.
Bye.
All right. So just to let people know, we will be doing the last hour and a half. So just hold on. I'm going to start a new stream and we're going to close this baby out. And I promise you, I will stay awake the whole time. So if not, Shannon, you will have to sing to me to keep me awake.
I mean, I'm missing a cupcaking date, so we better make this
cupcaking date. Well, okay. I don't know if this will be as good as that, but we'll try our best.
Probably not.
We'll try our best. But don't worry, you got Teddy P there, so he'll keep you warm.
He is not a conversationalist.
And hashtag take Teddy P to the groomer, please.
I mean, run me my money.
Run you your money. I said I'm gonna send it in Bitcoin. Don't worry, I got you in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.